Let's learn how to use generative AI to create a render background for a product. My name's Adam James, and be sure to like and subscribe for jumping right on in. Generative AI is a hot topic nowadays, and I believe as product design engineers, it's our responsibility to understand how we can implement and incorporate that technology into our product designs. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to understand how we can use the generative AI image generation in an app called PhotoRoom to enhance our render environment for a product. If all you're looking for in this video is how to take a 2D image, remove the background, and generatively create a background environment for it, then you could probably skip towards the end of the video, because this is going to demonstrate, or the majority of this video is going to demonstrate, a workflow within Fusion 360 in 3D CAD so that we can export that as a 2D image and then generate a background. But for everyone else that's interested in understanding how to do this within Fusion, we'll start right here. So what I've got here is a blender bottle. And in the middle, of course, this is a regular photograph, and it's on a tennis court. And I believe, as a product design engineer, what we're trying to do, at least after we have solidified or completed our design, is put it in an environment that tells the story to the customer or its brand, right? What this picture is telling us is this is attracting customers who are maybe engaged or interested in outdoor sports or tennis. Maybe this is a basketball court, for example. Somebody athletic is going to probably purchase this bottle. And so what we have surrounding this are some of the generatively created background renders that I've made through a combination of Fusion 360's render environment, as well as the PhotoRoom generative AI background render environment. So what you could see is it's not apples to apples, right? I want to say that right off the bat. This isn't fooling anyone. And you could see kind of, maybe if I let this run a little longer within Fusion, that you wouldn't be as pixelated here, but you can see kind of the outskirts of what's going on. But what it does really well is it reflects all these shadows. And so what I've had a hard time finding with technologies like, say, DALL-E or Bing Image Generator is it doesn't generate the background in accordance to an image or a design that you want to influence, right? So this PhotoRoom tool allows us to do that. And then on the right here, what we've got is I threw it in a kitchen with kind of a bowl of protein powder to kind of tell the story of where this would actually be used. And this top one, for those who are not interested, within Fusion 360, what you do is you just take a random 2D image. This was just a blender bottle that I took off of Google Images, and it removed the background and then generated a photo on a kitchen counter with this blender bottle, or this blender ball as well, and did a pretty good job at kind of the reflections and the shadowing. Again, it's not a one-to-one replacement, but it does a really good job at telling that story. And I think that's kind of where we're headed, at least in this tutorial. So if we jump into Fusion 360, I will go ahead and go over to this blender bottle. So this is the CAD file that we'll be using for this example. Again, I pulled this right off of grabcad.com. If we go here, I'll leave the link to this in the description for you guys to reference. Thank you to Chester Lee Coloma. I did not design this. All credit goes towards them. Go ahead and select download all files. You'll get presented with a zip file, and then go ahead and extract that to a file of your choice or a location of your choice. So once you've done that, we'll left click on show data panel and then select upload. And then you'll just select files. So there's a solid assembly and a solid part. You'll select the assembly first, and then you'll select all the parts associated within that zip. Once it's uploaded, you'll be presented with something that looks like this. And from here, what we're going to do is we've got main cap, bottle body, cap one, and the shaker ball itself. So for all of these different bodies, all you want to do is select it in the tree here, left click, and then right click and left click on appearance. And a little pop-up will come. If it's not very evident where this pop-up is, it might be collapsed. So expand it with this little plus icon here, and we can find our materials. So this is just the material library. We want to search for plastic. I'm just going to use black because it's easy, and let's see here. Plastic matte black is what I used. So if it's not already downloaded, you can left click on download. It'll download really quick, and then we just left click and drag it and ensure that it says bodies components, and we're all set. We'll do the same for this lid, and we also want to do the same for the bottle itself. It is a plastic bottle, but what I've found is that in order to kind of give it that textured look, if you've ever seen a shaker bottle, in fact, let's pull up an image here. That's not a really good render, actually. They don't necessarily look like that, but here we go. They've got kind of that textured matte finish to it that we want to try to replicate. So what I found is that the glass that has kind of a sand blasted effect to it. Oh, this frosted light. So frosted light glass is what we'll be using. So just drag and drop it over here, and you should be good to go. If it didn't change it, what you can try to do, sometimes this appearance workflow is a little janky. So if we go back over to bottle body, right click, and then do appearance again, sometimes it likes that workflow better. And then we just search for glass again, frosted light, and then it might pop up this window that says warning, remove appearances applied to bodies, and we just want to left click on remove so that our appearance gets applied. And then we'll close. And then just left click on this in the tree and hide it. And then we want to apply an appearance to this little shaker bottle. So right click, or excuse me, the shaker ball. Right click and left click on appearance. And let's give it an aluminum texture or material property, maybe a glossy aluminum anodized. I want like a polished, okay, aluminum anodized glossy, I guess. Let's see what that looks like. We'll download it and then left click and apply. Cool. And close, left click, and then show this. Great. We're all set to go. So going up to the left here, left click on the design text, and then go into the render environment. So that was really quick, and we're already here. All we're gonna do is go to scene settings. Now, this is some subjective steps, but however you want the image to be within your render environment, say for example, if we go here, if we wanted it to be front facing, we kind of see that a shadow is going over to the left. So what we would do is we would orient our bottle like this, and you could see our shadow is actually casting behind, which we wouldn't want in that scenario. So we just select this position button, and then you can drag this rotation slider all the way around to get that shadow casted in the right direction. I actually want this to be oriented somewhere like this, so maybe down like a little bit. Again, this is pretty subjective, and then holding shift and middle click is how I rotate that. And I'll just have this shadow kind of go maybe like that. So it's going towards the back. That looks pretty good. I'll select close, and then all we want to do is select in canvas render. Now this will take a little bit of time. Sometimes this slider is here at final, but you can either have it at final or infinite. If you leave it at infinite, it will just go on for an infinite period of time. Typically I just leave it at final, and somewhere in between here and final gives us a pretty good render, and I'm not going to make us wait through this, so I will fast forward until we get to the end. So now the render, I think, is at a good point where I want to take a screenshot. In order to not pay for the image, we're just going to take a screenshot of this. It typically works pretty well. It's not going to give you the highest quality image, but again, I don't want to pay for every screenshot I take of a render with Infusion, so I just take a screenshot of it. and then save that to a local space that I will remember. Once we've taken a screenshot on our computer, we're gonna send that over to our phone, and the rest of the steps are gonna take place on our phone. I'm using an iPhone today, but I know that PhotoRoom is also on the Google Play Store, so you can do this on an Android as well. So if you haven't already, download the app PhotoRoom. It's called PhotoRoom AI Photo Editor. Once that's downloaded, go ahead and open the app, and you'll get presented with a screen that looks like this. And we are going to select Start from Photo. So we want to select the screenshot from the render environment that we just made. So we'll select this screenshot. PhotoRoom's going to work some magic, and it's magically going to remove the background, which is pretty awesome. So now all we've got is this, the product itself without the background, rendered so that we could put our own in. So let's go back here though, and you'll notice you have these instant background scenes. So I want to go scroll down here and then select more scenes. And it's just automatically going to start generating and populating it. Look, it even says for a plastic shaker bottle. These are the suggested images. I don't know if it would be necessarily on a beach or maybe a pink background, but you've got all these sections. You got mood, interior, accessories, texture, countertop. But what I like to do, I like to I'm going to put it in a kitchen, I think, right? So right now it's in a kitchen. This doesn't look half bad in my opinion, but if you really want to influence the picture even more, let's actually press cancel. You could go up here at the top right and do edit, and you can manually adjust it. So it says object placed on a countertop with a blurred kitchen in the background. But if we select this, let's just go back here, and I could say workout shaker bottle placed on a countertop with a blur, let's say countertop with a bowl of protein powder next to it, comma, with a blurred kitchen in the background. That should probably give us something cool. So look at this. I mean, not half bad. You have to look at these in detail. I mean, this one, the edges and the outline of the shaker bottle don't look so great, but you could see the shadow and the casting does pretty well. But obviously there's images in here similar to what DALL-E and Bing Image Generator do with text that's just not great at text. So I would try to avoid those kind of images at all costs. But I mean, the protein powder probably isn't sharing the same bowl as the oranges, but you get the point. Some of these are pretty darn good though. And this is really kind of the workflow that you would follow if you want to customize that background. You go through here and continue to find and generate those backgrounds based off of the story or the brand that you're trying to tell. I kind of like this one. Maybe I would try to mock this up a few more times because these cookies don't look that real, but the background and the environment of the kitchen, not too bad in this example. So once you do that, you can, actually, let me just, I'll pick one. This one's fine, I think. Kind of looks like a bowl of something, but you just do export and then you save your image, and that is it. That's all you do. And you can do this for any CAD model after you remove the environment and create a 2D image. That being said, you can take this same workflow and do it with any 2D image without any CAD, right? So let's go back, and we'll start from photo as well. This is actually a picture that I got right off of Google. So we've just got a background with a transparent, we've got a product with a transparent background at this point. Actually, it's a white background, so we can erase it. So now what we can do is we could take this, add background, instant background, and boom, look at these. I mean, this just does a pretty darn good job at, actually, I don't know why it stretched this one, but let's go back here and try this again. Back to create, and then back to create, and then we'll try it again. All right, image removed, and I'll just go to more scenes, and Boom. A blender bottle on a kitchen counter with a kitchen wall in the background. I mean, I didn't even write that, and that's what it's starting to generate for me. So it's really good. It's really quick, and that's it. The same thing, you would just go up here and save image. So that's the workflow. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, feel free to drop a like below. It helps more than you know. And subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Have a great one, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.